I think there's some questions from Dr. Anbiha.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Once again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have two questions.
Yes.
The first one is a bit more general, and that is, we're going through these kind of different stations on the hormones and all. This just describes how these individuals are. But there isn't much mentioned about, for us, or at least for me, who's, very, very, very far from these states which is being described, practically, what is it that we can do? What is it that I can do, on this journey? And maybe the nature of the book is such that it just explains stations, and it's not like Manazir al-Sahiri, for example, that it walks you through those steps of how to achieve. So that's one thing. If there are any advice that you have, recommendation, which could be a bit more specific, that would be appreciated. Second question I had is, we always hear about this story that you also narrated about how the arrow was taken out of his foot and he didn't realize, or other kind of story of that great alim that he had an operation or something that just did some dhikr and then they did the operation. The question is more about the relationship between the soul and the body and how they are related. So sometimes I read that you need to look after your body, you need to really, really care for it because it's your madhab, and it needs to take you forward, and observing everything because you need a healthy body. At the same time, other places we have, for example, some trainings of the body itself, and as long as the soul is strengthened, and that will have a positive impact on the body. Or for this example of for example, that the arrow is taken out. How does this chemical, physical, bodily existence that we have communicate or relate to the soul that we have, and what is the balance that we need to take care of it at the same time, not to overly be attached to it? If kind of my question is clear, I think. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Regarding the first question, we had some discussion last week also about this issue, and as I said, this book, although we say it is about practical irfan because it is about maqamat al-arifin, it's not about irfan al-nazari, but it is not that much practical. It's just practical because technically we are dealing with stations of arif. We are not dealing with understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is in irfan al-nazari. So here it's just very quickly referring to the main, not even all, to the main stations of Arifin, and he doesn't give instructions, although we can get sometimes some points for reflections. And for example, one of the things that we can learn from the discussion today is how to train our mind, how to try to get used to always thinking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first by switching, for example, even when I'm at work, to have moments of connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have something in the room that reminds me of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to say my salat on time. But little by little these moments can get connected, and I can be always mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if I see that I am now going to lose it, you just stop and do few dhikr and continue. But if you are able to continue, you continue. I heard from one of the students of Ayatollah Bahjat about his dars kharaj in fiqh, or usul, one of them, that he used to sometimes stop, even when he's teaching, stop and for some time just give zikr, do some zikr and then continue. Perhaps it was when he was feeling that his attention, level of attention to Allah is getting to low level, so he was stopping and recharging himself. So these are things that we can learn and practice. Or about mashiyah, as we talked before about irada, and this mashiyah is something that actually I personally very much am concerned about it, and I think we need to strengthen our willpower, strengthen our determination, and inshallah more we will talk about this, because we have to reach the point that we have ability to stand by our right decisions. If I know something is right, not that I'm stubborn. The problem, people who are stubborn, they don't bother about what is right, what is wrong. Whatever comes to their mind, they never change. We don't want to be like that. We don't want to be, people who are stubborn. But we want to be very humble, flexible people who are happy to engage with discussion. If needed, they change their mind and idea. But when they are sure that this is right, then if mountains move, they don't move. This is something very important. And the very first maybe place, or one of the very first places that you would see the impact of this is your body. Your body, as much as a physical object, of course, can be cooperative, your body become cooperative. It's not that you don't become old, but you get so much control over your body that when to eat, when to drink, when to sleep, all become at your control. This is very much possible, and then you have to be just careful, because your body is now so much obedient to you that would never tell you, I am hungry, and then you have to feed your body. So it's all a matter of mashiyah and irada, and then after your body, you can have impact on others. You say something and other people listen. One of my relatives, said that there was a meeting in the presence of Ayatollah Bahauddin rahmatullah alayh, and there was a person who was doing some, was in a spiritual, exercises, and had some spiritual power, and he said that he was able to decide and people were standing up, and he said apart from Ayatollah Bahauddin, everyone who was there, when he was deciding, they were standing up. When he was, for example, asking them to sit, they were sitting down. They had no control. Of course, I have my own explanation of how it works, and I think it's very similar to the discussion we had about magic when we had in the house, some discussion about magic. So the willpower can reach the point that when you want something, not only your own body, but even other people who have less power, not someone like Ayatollah Bahauddin. My relative said, Ayatollah Bahauddin said, I just felt something in myself, but he didn't move. But he felt there is something. So people become listening to you. And we have also hadith which can confirm this. Man abadallah, abadallahu lahu kulla shay. If you obey Allah, Allah would make everything obedient to you. And then you can go further and you say, kun fayakun. Abdi ata'ni aj'alka mathali. And one of the things that happens is that whenever I want something, I say kun fayakun. I make you also able to say kun fayakun. And this is in dunya. Of course, in heaven, all people of heaven get this power. So if they say, you know, I want this, it happens. لَهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُونَ فِيهَا. But we should reach this in dunya, that if we want something, that would happen. But the key to this is, first, start with our own decisions. If I know that I have to do something, let me do it and finish it. This is not only good for your success in your study or work or whatever family commitment, this is good for your spirituality. Any decision that you make and you stand by your decision and you finish it, is a spiritual growth. And over time you can get control over your body, you can get control over even your mind. Your mind is at in your control. If you want to have presence of heart in salat, you can get it. But if you don't have willpower, your mind would not listen to you. Then people would listen to you. So this is one of the things that we can work on it and learn from. But at this moment, the focus of this course is more just knowing quickly stations of Irfan. Inshallah, bi'iznillah, with your du'as, I hope that after we finish Namat Tasi', we would go and have another course on practical Irfan and theoretical Irfan, more extensive, inshallah, if Allah gives us tawfiq. But we all pray for each other and inshallah ask Allah to support all of us in this journey. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Thank you so much, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much.
This is you know, deep sky, you know, flying in the sky, subhanallah. May Allah give you tawfiq. Thank you so much for opening the door to at least understand conceptually these things that are possible. Inshallah, aspire to achieve them, bi'idhnillah.
Inshallah. May Allah, inshallah, make all of you successful in this journey.
Thank you. In terms of questions, there's only thank yous coming through. No questions on
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you, and may Allah, inshallah, give you lots of tawfiq and success, inshallah, and make you shining stars, inshallah.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Ahsantum. Thank you very much for hosting. Thank you. Tamasada.
It's always an honor. Pleasure.
Fi amallah. Thank you. Fi amallah.